So sticking to the goals until you reach them, saving at least 10% before you divvy up the money across the other jars. I think one thing that also came up was you mentioned spreading the balance of that money across the jars evenly. That has come up as over the years is like, well, does it have to be evenly across all the jars? So what have we talked about with that? Like, do we always spread the money evenly across the jars, and why?
Well, it's not a bad idea, I'd say, to spread them all across evenly, the jars. But if you have one goal in particular that you mainly want to focus on, instead of saving 25% across all the jars, do mental math here. What you can do is you can save like the money that you make. You can say like 40% to that one goal you want, but 20% to each of the other jars. So you're still going after the other goals, but you're still saving a little more to the one that you really want. But it's still not a bad idea to either spread them equally or a little different from each one.
Maybe if you're just starting out, it makes it easier to spread it out evenly across the jars. But then as they get older, you could be like, okay, so, what would be the criteria for putting a little bit more towards this particular goal versus the other goal, right? Establish some criteria on that. And then you can go from there as far as like, okay, well, this is why it's important to put a little bit more towards this goal versus the other goals. But I'm not stopping contributing to those other goals. I'm still doing something with those other goals because, again, as an adult, the bills still have to get paid, right? So with the savings, as he got older, what we started looking at was investing, right? Because when you're saving your money in just a regular savings account, you're not really getting much of anything on that, especially these days, right? So it's like, well, how can you make more from the money that you're saving? And so what we started out with looking at was it's the stock market, right? We want to put it in something where it's going to be stable for him.